Hey guys, John Sobey here again. I'm gonna make another video here. I've got everything turned down and everything turned off, so well, I am watching kind of a football game, but I don't think that's gonna be a problem. Got it on low. Let's zoom in a bit. So I made a video that I didn't like the way it turned out, and such is life, right? So I'm not gonna post that one. It just didn't come out right. So basically the whole point is, like, when it comes to your tools, stuff like that, just learn each one, and then from there, when you're inking, you won't have to worry about it. I mean, I can switch from this to a nib and really not have a problem. I mean, you want to keep the same tool because it's just easier that way, and use the same tool all the time because either you prefer it or you find it easier to use, whatever. I find it good to know each tool myself, so I had to check the video, so I know what is going on and, you know, the feel for each tool. Sorry, I'm kind of in a high-strung mood right now, so excuse my diatribe. Yeah, so I hope everybody enjoyed their Halloween. I saw a lot of my friends and their kids and stuff like that all dressed up, and it looks like a lot of you had a good time, and I'm happy to see that. I had a nice quiet night alone and just made that video last night. I'm not happy with it, but it is what it is, right? I thought that I'd post it because I wanted you guys to know that, you know, at least I have the camera going and stuff. I'm gonna try and ink this whole page on the camera, or with the camera, I should say. And then that way you can see how I do my work. If you want to see more of my work, I will be posting it on YouTube and things like that. If you could be so kind as to hit like and stuff like that, it's just helpful for keeping my spirits up and wanting me to do it, if you know what I mean. Sometimes I don't feel like doing it because it's like, well, if nobody's gonna watch it, what's the point? This is fire. Fire has a different feel than most everything else. Like, I mean, like, it's like water. It's got a mind of its own, right? So Turner has it pretty obvious here on what he is conveying. Now, I'll give you an example right now of how to switch tools on the fly. Now here, I went in and did that, so I got the nib. I'm gonna go over it again. Just give it an extra feel of the explosion. And so, yeah, that's basically what you want to do. And then since I have control over both of my all my tools, I know what to do. I know how much pressure to put down for each tool, and what to do. Sorry, I got a bit distracted. My father's visiting, so I'm gonna make this a really short video, but I just want you guys to see that, you know, inking is not the easiest thing in the world. You have to know what you're doing. You really do. You have to know lighting. You have to know perceptions. You have to know layouts. Things like this. You have to know textures. Another thing is every different part, like for instance Batman down here, okay, the textures on his suit are all going to be different, almost like where it's here, it's like a cloth feel almost, it looks like a diving suit. So you want to follow his lines nice and make them thick where they're supposed to be. Thin it out, thicken it out at the end, kind of like that. I don't like the way that turned out 100%, but hey, those things are always fixable, right? I just wanted to do that as an example. Alright, when it comes to rips, you want to give it a natural feel, so go quick, and then it looks a bit more real, right? So you got to be able to control your lines all the way down, right? Watch your pressures, because each whatchamacallit, each rip, for example, is going to have a different, just the smallest different feel, because it's going to be coming at a different light angle. So over here you want to thicken it up just a tad, maybe underneath there, bring it down like that. In here it looks like his suit's kind of in tatters, so I just cross that in. I was thinking maybe to cross hatch it, but don't want to do that. And with the suit, the lines, we want to kind of thin them out a bit more. I went a bit too thick there, I'll have to fix that. And you want to make them uniform. Right. He's kind of hunching over, so these should be a bit closer, in all honesty. And you want to make sure that they're uniform. Now, I'm not a master by any means, okay? Guys out there that are much better than I am. I consider myself okay at inking. I know what I think I'm doing, and I have a couple flaws I'm gonna have to that I'm attending to. But overall, I'm my worst critic, so I don't like to judge my own work, because I will look at it and go, this is wrong, blah blah blah. So I'm gonna have to fix that there with a little bit of whiteout, but that's fine. So this is water here, right, coming off the suit. So we want to give it its own. We don't want to make the lines too thick there. You know, the suit is a bit tattered here, so I don't know what's up with my nib here. It's acting real funny. But that's the thing, like I said, if my nib fails me, I will just return to the brush. But here we go, it's working again. Okay, so bring that down. And when it comes to like his, you know, trademark Batman symbol and things like this, you want that to be bang on. You don't want to screw around with, you know, trademark symbols and things like that and do a weak job on it. A lot of this page I'm probably gonna have to just do a few things here and there. And when I do my fixes, I'll show you so you understand what I mean when I'm making them, right? But I also want to make it darker here, because this part of the suit, I gotta make this line a bit thicker. It's sticking out, so it's gonna bring a bit of a shadow. And the water is also dripping off of him. That's part of the reason I love this page. It's just so interesting, the way he drew it. So for example, here we want to go nice and light and fast, right? Make it look organic. Don't have to give it a stiff feel. You give it the feel that, okay, well, it's water, and water, like blood, it has its own mind. You know, it'll go where it wants to go, and it will follow a uniform pattern to a certain point, but then after that it'll start spattering out or going in a different direction. So just keep that stuff in mind always. Okay, there's more than meets the eye for ripping off a term there when it comes to inking and textures. Now I've got to make this a quick video because my father is visiting and I don't want to be a jerk and, you know, not hang out with him or anything like that. So I'll do a few more on bats here so you can see what I'm talking about with the water. See, we just want to bring it, make it, and give it that organic feel. And if you know what you're doing with a nib, just bang, really fast. I'll do a few more lines here, and then I'll probably have to shut it down. I'm doing this page as well as a few other pages, but I'm doing this for myself, and if I have to redo it for my portfolio, I will. But I'm doing this for basically my followers, because I know you guys want a bit more from me than just posts of my work, and that's cool. Thanks, I appreciate that. I'm not going to be doing any strip teases or anything, but you know what I mean. I'm just playing around. I am a bit wacky, it's true. So, okay. This page is halfway over the table. I got a better camera angle now, right, than I did last time. And that was the main point that I wanted to... Okay, so this is part of his suit, right? This strap here. So remember, there's going to be a texture and a thickness involved that's separate from the water. It's a bit tattered at the end, so you want to give it that tattered look. And you want to make the line thick enough that it separates itself from his body and, for instance, the water. So I might just make this just a tad thicker, thicken it out at the end, go back in, thicken that out, and thicken this out a bit, and then at the top we'll do the same. Okay, and then throw in some little hatch pulls there, and let the water fall off there. He's got, of course, he's kind of just almost jumping out of the water in a hunched stance, so water's going to be flying off of him and stuff like that. So you want to keep that those little things in mind. That's why I always look at a page for about 20 minutes before I start doing it, because otherwise you're really not you're gonna go into the page and you're gonna jump in and you're gonna be like, oh, well, I didn't know that meant that, you know, led to that, or connected to this, or had a different texture than, you know what I mean. I mean, study your work before you do it. Okay, we'll add a couple bubbles in here. Some water coming off of his suit, maybe here, and here. He's got a tube coming here. So we want to follow that correctly, make it darker in here, thin it out, gives it that kind of 3D feel, right? Here, remember, this is a hard surface because it's an air tank, and you want to make sure that the weights are correct and there's nothing wobbly. Bring it down. And Walking Dead's gonna be on soon, so I know you're all gonna be pasted to that. Last week was quite the episode. I think we'd all agree. That was very compelling and kind of a heart-wrencher. But hey, that's okay. People come, people go. It's just the way it is. So yeah, so there's a couple cracks in his suits. You know, I guess Supergirl maybe gave him a whooping a bit. And we also have water coming off, so you gotta think that also. So here's an overall look so far of how it's going. I'm gonna try and do some more either later when I have some time, or tomorrow if worse comes to worse. But I will be doing this whole page and filming it, so I hope you like so far. I'm just gonna quickly move the camera, say hi. There we go. Hey guys, how you doing? I hope you like the work. I hope you're all well. I'm really happy that to see all the happy faces on Facebook and the painted up shop stuff. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday and your week ahead. Take care. Peace out. All right.